Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Pankil Priya. Those who know me, you've already seen my first 5 videos on book 1, chapter 1 to 5, NCERT CBSE syllabus. But today I'll be starting with chapter 6, staffing. And those who do not know me, so hi, I'm Pankil Priya and you're welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking about staffing and definition and some concept or rather terminology of staffing. Now, what exactly do we mean by staffing and why do we need to do staffing? Right, exactly. Starting with statement from Narayan Murthy, the ex-CEO of Infosys. He said, our assets walk out of the office every day. We want them to be back again the very next day. Now, the assets he was talking about was not machinery, equipment, building. Of course, they cannot walk, but he was talking about the human capital, the human resource as an asset. So for every organization, it's very important to have a right kind of human resource, and that right kind of human resource comes through the process of staffing. Once you're through with your planning and organizational structure you've created, you need to have right kind of people for right job with right qualification at the right time to perform the various tasks. So starting with the definition, staffing, before that we have some general statement about staffing, that staffing means filling up of the vacant positions. Now what is this vacancy all about? When you create organizational structure, you make a blueprint of who will do what kind of task. In that blueprint, when you give a particular designation to a person, that is the time that vacancy is created. So after planning and organizational structure comes nothing else but staffing. Let's start right now. Staffing definition. Staffing says staffing means putting people to the job or finding the right people, again right people for the right job. Of course, I always say at right time along with right qualification. You need to have qualified people to your organization so that later on there is no problem. Meaning says filling in the vacant positions. Of course, vacancy I just now told you. Starting with the terminology. Why with terminology? Because these are going to be repetitive in nature. With every topic we are going to cover in staffing, these terminologies are going to come. So let's just get acquainted with them first. Recruitment is the first one. Recruitment means searching for the prospective candidates. Now when you talk about the prospective candidates, like you advertise in the newspaper for the vacant position, and when people apply, so the moment you start advertising, that is what is known as recruitment. Of course, there are two types of recruitment, internal, external. If you are starting with a new organization, you will have to go in for external type of recruitment. You have to get from people from outside the organization. But if you already have an organization running smoothly for years altogether, you can go ahead and choose people from within the organization. So search can be from within the organization. Recruitment, simple word, searching for the prospective candidates. Recruitment is a process of finding possible candidates for the job, that is searching for the prospective candidates. Once you are done with recruitment, next is selection. Selection means choosing the best candidate. When you advertise in the newspaper or any other place and there is a response to it, people send their resume and you shortlist people from there, you eliminate the unwanted or unfit people and you choose the best prospective candidate for your organization. You are doing selection. So once you are over with recruitment, next comes selection. Of course, selection has a complete process. You conduct interviews. There are many things which are to be done that we'll do later on. But for time being, selection is a process of identifying and choosing. So first you identify, that is from the application which you have got or the resume which you have got from the people. You identify and choose the best person for your organization. Once you have done that, then you give them placement. What is placement? मैं इसको शॉर्ट फॉर्म में कहती हूँ किस्सा कुर्सी का. भाई जिस काम के लिए आप आए हैं वो जॉब आपको मिल गया, आपको आपकी कुर्सी मिल गई और कुर्सी कोई छोड़ना नहीं चाहता. You know it very well. So placement means what? Refers to employee occupying the position. Here we are talking about the job position which the person occupies once he has been selected to the organization after the rigorous procedure. Next we come to orientation. Orientation, familiarization or induction means the same. Orientation means the introduction session of the employee to the organization. Why? Because a job position has been given to you, so you want the person to get acquainted with the rules of the organization. That is the time you begin the organization, you end, that's the time when the work begins in the organization and ends. One, you want that person to get acquainted with the other employees, so that's very important. So a kind of introduction is required, and that introduction session is known as nothing else but orientation. So means introduction of the selected employee to the organization rules again and the other employees. Now, once you are actually introduced to the people, you've got the job position. Sometimes what happens is you may have been working in an organization, you might have years of experience, but when you join a new organization, they have their own set of rules, they have their own style of working. So you need to get trained according to that particular place. Now what exactly training involves? It doesn't involve anything else that you are a novice, you do not know anything and there's some extra work is to be given to you. No, it's just enhancing your skill and knowledge. The skill which you already have, because of which you have been selected to the organization, the knowledge which you already have, because of which you have been selected to the organization, as well as the past experiences which you have. The organization trains you in a manner what is required by them. So what does training involve? Training is the process of increasing skill and knowledge of the selected candidate as per the requirement of the organization. Next we talk about development. Now, when a person is selected to the organization, he's trained and he gains experience in the organization. It's the dream and it's the reality that people want to grow. Grow in terms of career, grow in terms of doing the job, grow in terms of the personality. So development talks about the process of learning and growth of employee. Now this employee, when he grows in terms of his career advancement, you've joined an organization as suppose marketing executive or maybe sales executive, and being in that particular position for a very long time, and then you become the marketing manager. So that's called the development in the course of time. Of course, that comes with career advancement opportunities as well as promotion in the organization, but that only happens once you are well trained with good experience, with enhancing your knowledge and skill. You work in the organization and you show your performance as per the requirement. Okay, once we're done with development, next comes performance appraisal. These are terminology. Performance appraisal, I call it as a report card. Whatever standards are set for you, whatever is given as a standard to you, and you perform according to that, and you get positive results for the organization, your promotion is based on that. People are usually not demoted in the organization, but they may be shifted to other department, or they may be very nicely asked to leave the organization, resign, quit the job, or they themselves do it when they are not able to perform to the best of their ability. So this performance appraisal becomes the basis for your promotion, your career advancement opportunity, career development. So let's go ahead with it. Performance appraisal. That is, in my language, I call it as a report card. Evaluating an employee's current past performance as per standards set by the organization. So whatever standard organization sets, you have to go according to that. And once you're evaluated and report card comes out on a positive side, of course you're promoted. Like in any school, a child gets promoted on the basis of good report card. Promotion and career planning. See, when we talk about career planning, there are three things which have to be made very clear. Either you get promoted, like I told you, or you get demoted. Demotion is not to be used too much, or there is a layoff. These are the three things which happen in the organization. As we know, this video is being prepared at the time of COVID-19, and many organizations have given a layoff to their people. Why layoff has been given to the people? Because not much of work is there. People are working from home and the organizations are not able to generate that much of revenue. It doesn't happen every year. It doesn't happen every time. Whenever there is a crisis or recession, something like that, then only layoffs happen. Some people have been thrown out of the job. Okay, so layoff and people quitting the job or people asked to leave the job happens rarely. Now, there's another thing called demotion. Demotion is when your performance is not very good and you go to a position lower to what you were working at, with your responsibility getting decreased. That also usually doesn't happen in the organization. Why? Because people don't work out for demotion. They usually work for the purpose of promotion, making career planning as their best opportunity for advancement. So, starting with promotion, it means shifting of an employee to a higher position to what he was already working at, with increase in pay and responsibility. Sometimes your status also gets increased, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you may work at just a little higher level, but your responsibility or pay may increase. So, with increase in pay, responsibility, status, you get promoted to a job, and the moment you get the promotion, it's a happy news for you. So, this happens in the process of staffing only. Next comes compensation. I think we all work for vitamin M. We work for money. That's the motivation. So, overall pay or salary. When you talk about overall pay or salary, along with direct and indirect incentives. Why I'm talking about direct and indirect incentives is, like when with your salary you get paid in terms of monetary, whichever way you're performing, the incentives which you get, like for example, you did sales more than the target sales. So, whatever monetary gain you get, that's your incentive. Sometimes indirect incentives are given in form of the traveling allowance or any other kind of allowances which are given to you as a benefit, or maybe a kind of a paid holiday, or maybe something else which has been given to you as per the organizational rules. Like the organization I am working in, I get educational allowance for my son, like for one of your child who's studying in the organization. So, these are the examples where we talk about the indirect incentive. They may not be in cash, but then they are kind of motivators for you. So, this was the terminology to be used with the term staffing. Basic terminology. We have not come to the process as yet, and I would like to explain you few more things in the next video.